Greetings, people who have seen my videos and have not contemplated suicide. About a year and a half ago, I started my grammar study with the word that. I moved to that noun clauses with the word that. And then I moved to noun complements. Then I moved to trying to show how within noun clauses, especially that noun clauses, you'll find a noun complement. It's tucked away, it's hidden in there. Then recently I've been moving to kind of a topic called level change, where I try to show the viewer how I move from different levels in the mind to better understand a sentence, to be able to analyze the sentence efficiently, okay? So I've been talking about grammatical levels of function and moving from level to level. And then within the next video or two, I'll kind of wrap up this whole grammar journey. It's all pieced together, but unless you pay attention, you won't figure it out. You'll think, oh, this is dumb stuff. Okay, so let's look at a that noun clause. We've seen these 100 times. And we have a noun clause here, and it reads, that he works every day of the year is remarkable. All right, that he works every day of the year is remarkable. So we see here on this level, level 1, that is your noun clause indicator. And here is your noun clause. That he works every day of the year. And you have a verb, and you have a subject complement. Some people might call it a predicate adjective. Okay? Now, to better understand what's going on, and to try to find that noun complement, to see if there's one in there, all right, we move to level 2. And we make a transition here. So when we think this and are working this sentence out in our mind, here's what we're actually really saying. What we're really saying is the fact or the idea that he works every day of the year is remarkable. Okay, now that changes things. Now we have the fact, it's a noun phrase, and the word fact is your noun, and that acts as a subject, but it's derived. All right, we pulled it out of here. We went down to this level, and we pulled it out. It's a derived subject, and here we see we have our noun complement. It's clearly shown right there. It was acting as a straightforward noun clause before, but now you see it's functioning as a noun complement. All right? So what did we learn from this? Some key points. Let's take a look at that. The key points are the word that in level 1 was your noun clause indicator. The word that in level 2 is a pro form. The word that's standing in for something, and it's standing in for the phrase, the fact that. You see, the fact that. It was this to start out. We moved to a level in the mind. We thought it through. The fact that, etc., etc., okay? So the word that in level 1 functions slightly different than that in level 2. And in this situation, all right, the noun clause here, all right, the noun clause, it changed into a noun complement. The structure was unchanged, but the function is different. The structure, the noun clause here, is the same structure as the noun complement, but the function is different. See, that's a beautiful thing, and no one on the internet anywhere talks about this. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person to do so. It helps you, if you move to different levels, to understand what's kind of really going on in that sentence. And the point is, in the mind, the speed of speech, the speed of thinking and piecing together coherent thoughts has to be faster than the speed of light. I'm doing it now, even as I speak, and even as you're listening and your mind's responding to what I'm saying and you're thinking. It's super, super fast. It's just incredible. So then the third key point is level change, all right? From 1 to 2, level 1 to 2, all right? We see that the noun clause changed into a noun clause changed into a noun phrase and a noun complement. You see, it changed into a noun phrase and a noun complement. So those are the key points for the that noun clause. Now let's look at a non-that noun clause, a noun clause that doesn't have the word that in it, all right? Let's say it's a who noun clause, all right? We start with the word who. Now I didn't use non-that noun clauses in my study because you can go on the internet and find zillions of videos about that stuff. So I didn't need to bother with that. All right, so here's an example sentence, right? Who he really is remains a mystery. Who he really is remains a mystery. So what do we have? We have who would be your noun clause indicator, right? And your noun clause would be functioning as the subject of your sentence. And here's your verb. And then a mystery, okay, is your subject complement, or you could call it a predicate nominative. But you see our sample sentence, all right, at level 1 is right here. So to better understand the situation and try to find little goodies inside, we move to level 2, all right? So now we have, all right, we have the conversion. The person who he really is remains a mystery. The person who he really is, that's what you're doing in your mind. You're saying, oh, the person who he really is remains a mystery. So now you have different elements. You have your noun phrase, the person, right? You have your noun would be person. Now here you have who he really is. But now who is a distinction indicator because you have a distinction clause here. You can see that in my previous videos. I went over that a million times. You would probably call it a relative clause, but I call it a distinction clause. All right? The person who he really is remains a mystery. So at level 2, you see it differently. And then you can even move just a step farther because I showed clearly in my previous videos recently that the distinction clause, or relative clause as you would call it, can function as a noun complement. That's a beautiful thing. I don't hear anyone anywhere talking about this. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one. So the key points then with your non-that noun clause, I use the word who, okay? The key points then would be who at level 1 is a noun clause indicator, but the word who at level 2, okay, is also a pro form, like the word that was. And it stands in for the phrase, the person who. The person who. So at level 2, it's a pro form. All right? The second key point is the noun clause is converted to a distinction clause, or what you would call a relative clause, all right? And once again, the structure is unchanged, but the function is different, okay? And then finally, the third key point is from level 1 to level 2, okay, your noun clause is converted to a noun phrase plus a distinction clause, and finally at the deepest level, to be thorough and concise and comprehensive, you see that your distinction clause, all right, as I have shown repeatedly, can be considered a noun complement. Okay, I'm really pleased with this discussion today because in the next one I can really kind of bring all the elements together. I can bring the word that that noun clause, the noun complement, and the conversion process, I can bring it all together, and I hope somebody understands this, because I cannot find anyone analyzing and looking at sentences this way. All right, so I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you soon. Good night.